We're up to the Omar Mar Sutra here, Mem Beis Omar Aleph, and we're trying to say that it's possible that the child, even though he was born after 6.5 months since the marriage, is actually the son of the second husband, the current alive husband, and it's all based on Mar Sutra. Even according to one opinion in Masechet Nida Daf Lamed Ches Amud Beis, that a woman cannot give birth to a viable child unless you have 9 full months of pregnancy. Each month has 30 days. Nevertheless, Yolda Shiva, Yoledes Lemekutayim. In a woman who gives birth prematurely, after 7 months, she can give birth even if it's not full months, but rather partial months, which is called mekutayim, and the child could still be viable. So you don't need 7 full months, 9 full months, but 7 doesn't have to be full months. Shenemar, Mar Sutra derives it from the birth of Shmuel Hanavi, Vayehi l'skufos hayomim, Vatar Chana vatelid ben Vatikra Shmo Shmuel. And we're going to darshan the pasuk l'tkufos hayomim. Tkufos is in plural, yomim is in plural. Miut tkufos shtayim. The smallest number of tkufos would be shtayim, umiut yomim, and the smallest number of the plural of yomim is shnayim. So therefore, the mispar yomim hamuat biyoser is shtayim. And the year itself is divided up into 4 tkufos, each tkufa of 3 months, as the Gemara establishes in Erev and Daf Nun Vav. Therefore, after 6 months plus 2 days that conception had taken place, pregnancy, Shmuel was born. So you see that someone, in this case Shmuel, who was born after 7 months, could possibly be born alive and well after 7 months, but not complete months. And therefore, if we apply this to the case that we're dealing with of 2 husbands, one after the other, it's possible that the child born after less than 7 months is really the child of the second husband, who was born before the full 7 months were completed. The Gemara now goes back to the original question about why you require hamtana of 3 months after the death of her husband. Tamtin mashu, let her wait a week, 2 weeks, v'tinase, and let her get remarried. V'chimolu shlosha chadashim livadka. And after 3 months since the death of her husband, we'll check it out. We'll find out if she's pregnant. We'll do an ultrasound. And in those days, they had a bedika with the dadim. And if they would find, as a result of this bedika, of this test, that she was in fact pregnant, then there's no question that she is giving birth to the son of the first husband, the late husband. And she became pregnant very close to his death. Because again, if this child came from the second husband, and it's not Nikar Ubra, she hasn't shown anything, and Eina Ubar Nikar El Shlosha Chadashim Liburo, and this did not have 3 months, because she only waited a Mashahu, and if there's Hekera Ubar, then we have no choice but to attribute this ubar to the first husband, the late husband. If we don't find her to be pregnant, and she becomes pregnant after a certain long period of time, then when it's nikar uga, we have no question about it. There's certainty that she is giving birth to the son of the second husband. Because if it were the first husband, then by the time she got to the completion of month number 3, she would have been showing, which is called nikar ubar. So again, the question back to first base again. Why do we require amton of 3 months? Rav Safra in Bodkinas and Asuos. This possibility of implementing this investigation, this test, this bedika, to try to determine whether she's pregnant or not, we cannot allow that to go on while she's married. In this case, married to the second husband. Now she's married to the second husband, and they're checking her out to see if she's pregnant from another man. That's going to create a whole gnus. He's going to be repulsed by that idea. So therefore, once she gets married, if we allow her to get married to the second husband, we won't be able to be bodek. We cannot be bodek and be mavchin between Zeret Shel Rishon, Zeret Shel Sheni, and therefore let's wait until after 3 months, then the coast is clear. The Gemara asks, if you're worried about the bedika that she's mizgan al baila, nivdaka bihilucha. We could do a more subtle examination in which the husband doesn't even have to know about. And at the end of 3 months, since the death of her previous husband, if she's pregnant, when she walks on soft ground or afar tichoach, then if the footsteps go deep down into the ground, then we know she's pregnant because of the extra weight that she carries as a pregnant woman. And this bedika is not miskan al baila. So back to again our question. Why not allow her to get married a week after the death of her husband? Omar Rami Bar Chama, Isha mechapa atzma, kedei sheyirash b'na b'nichsei baila. She's not going to allow us to check out her psios, the footprints when she walks, because she's going to definitely make it deliberately such that we believe she's not pregnant. And apparently she could do that. And what's motivating her? She wants the child to inherit her current husband. Now, I would think that there are deeper psychological reasons for this. Why should we be mechape atzma? And maybe that's being indicated by the lashon hashas. But that's just simply kedei sheyirash b'na b'nichsei baila. Maybe the previous husband had even a greater estate. I don't know. But it means she's now focused on the second husband. She's starting a new life, a new marriage, and focused on her first husband. The Gemara asks the following question. What about a situation of Heicha de Kimlan de Muberesi? We know for sure she's pregnant, which means from the first husband, even before she got married to the second. Tinase. Why don't we allow her to get married immediately? We don't have to wait 3 months. Lahavchin bein zera rishon zera sheni. Alama Tanan, Tanya, why do we have an abraisa? Lo yisa adam muberes chavero. A person's not allowed to marry a woman who's pregnant from another man. Meinekes chavero, or if she's nursing a baby from her previous husband who divorced her or he died. V'im nasa yotzi. We're going to come down very hard on a person who married a woman who is either muberes or meinekes. We're going to force a get. We'll never allow him to remarry her. A tremendous penalty, if you will, of nas, of yachzir, of yotzi v'lo yachzir alonis. But based on this, we have a kasha. Why not allow her to get remarried if she's pregnant? There's no issue of who the father is. We know who the father is. Our answer is a whole other issue here. Zera shemete ase ubra san. We're afraid that as a result of the intimacy during her pregnancy, she'll become pregnant again, this time for the second husband. And what is that pregnancy going to cause? Tase es ubra sandal. there's going to be, so to speak, a fight between the new ubar, the new fetus from the second husband, and the fetus that she's already been impregnated with from the first husband. And the first ubar is in very great danger. It might become a son, this would be called a stillborn of some sort of vlad. Doesn't have really a tzuras haponim. It's like the dag of a sandal, dag sandal. So the possibility of a pregnant woman becoming pregnant the second time while she's pregnant with the first, that's a very dangerous problem. And that overrides, the uber hasheni possibility. So Gemara says, nami. Based on your logic, a person should not allow to have relationship with his pregnant wife. She may become pregnant a second time, and that'll make her ubar into a son. And the answer is no. The reason for the isur of having a relationship with your wife when she's muberes, that logic doesn't apply. Because we had a machlokas tanoim back on Daf Yud Beis about a ketana muberes umeinekes, and we said she was allowed to use a moch, b'shas tashma. She can use contraception in order that she shouldn't become pregnant. And Rabbi Meir was matir because of sakana. The Chachamim amru, achazu v'achazu, whether or not she's a ketana muberes or a meinika, the Chachamim say no contraception. Shamesh is dark, regular, normal. Min shamayim yerucham, shomer psoyim Hashem. Ila mandi omer b'moch, according to the mandi omer who says that a pregnant woman should use contraception b'moch. So he's allowed to have a relationship with his wife. We're not afraid she'll become pregnant from that relationship because she's using a moch. The ila mandi omer shamayim yeruchamu, according to the Chachamim, that we're not afraid she might come to a sakana, here too. Any person can have a relationship with his pregnant wife, and Hashem, min hashamayim, will guarantee that there will be no sakana to the vlad. So the Gemara asks, Hachinami, so why not apply that logic to a case of a woman who became pregnant from her first husband? Let her get married immediately without waiting the 3 months. And if you're worried of teosa ubasado, well, let him use birth control. Or we could rely on Hashem, that Hashem will protect us. So why are you so afraid if a man marries a muberes chavera? Ela mishum dachasa. We're worried about the fact that if she's pregnant, then because of the tashmish, the penetration might cause a dochak that could really injure through that pressure on the vlad, on the fetus in our uterus. And who knows, maybe chas v'sholom, the fetus will die. So why aren't you afraid of that when a man has a relationship with his own wife who's pregnant? And Moritz says, he'll be very careful to hold up his weight during tashmish in such a way that he won't cause a pressure that might squish the baby, so to speak. So the Gemara is Hachinami. Here too, if a man has a relationship, he marries a muberes chavero, is chayes iluya. A person has rachmanis on the baby, he's going to make sure and be very careful not to put too much pressure on the baby. So now the Gemara sort of retreats and backtracks from the original understanding that in the case of a woman who is definitely pregnant and she has to wait 3 months, it's because of the lachatz, the pressure on the ubar. Ella, no, there's a different reason. Stam muberes, when we talk about your average pregnant woman, lemeinika kaima, she is going to nurse the baby when the baby will be born. And since she's omedes la'anaka, the Chachamim say, wait, don't remarry after the death of your husband, because we're afraid, Dilma, on the top of Membeis and Membeis, Iabra, she may become pregnant from a second husband, Umi Aker Chalava. That's an akira of a chalav, of a breast milk. And therefore the child will not be able to nurse. Viktolale, she is indirectly causing the death of her own child. Is going to start. Therefore, the Chacham prohibited getting married to a muberes. Because she may become pregnant, and that's going to cause the milk that she wants to use to feed the baby when the baby's born to be undermined.